Hey friend, welcome back to Safe at Homestead. I am so happy you made it here today. I need to apologize for last week. I was unable to get a video up for you. We had internet interruption. I don't know how much it had to do with the heat. I am making another video when I'm done with this one talking about heat. Not only the heat that we're experiencing and what we're doing about it, but also what you can do about it to make sure that you are safe in your area. So today I want to talk about food preservation, even if you don't grow it or raise it. I want to say welcome to any of you that are new to my channel. My name is Elena, and I am mini-steading on 1,600 square feet in the desert of New Mexico. So today I just want to talk a little bit about food preservation. You don't have to have a big garden. You don't even have to have a garden. You don't have to raise animals in order to do this kind of food preservation. The grocery store is your friend. The farmer's market is your friend. In this video, I'm just going to share with you a couple of things that I have been preserving here in my little kitchen. And because it is so hot, our high today is 104, I am not using my pressure canner. Instead, I am using my Instant Pot Max, which has a canning feature. It is limiting me because I can only do quarts, but it's better than nothing. So we're gonna do some meat, and we're gonna do some dehydrating of vegetables, and those are two easy things that you can do. Your store has some frozen vegetables that are on sale. It's something that you and your family eat. Grab it, bring it home, and dehydrate it. You can keep it in your freezer, but after a while your freezer gets full, right? If you're saving things for hard times, lazy days, job loss, scarcity, anything like that, whatever the reason why you may be preserving food. So for me, I like to have as much as possible on my shelves. I like to make my food shelf stable. So I'm going to be pulling out some frozen meat that I bought on sale and canning that. And I have some bags of frozen vegetables, and I'm going to show you how I dehydrate that. And then one other thing, I'm going to make a quick pickle of some red onions, but you can do that with cucumbers, carrots, just about any vegetable. Let's jump in. Okay, this is what the main onion bed looks like. I'm gonna do this one a little bit later today when it is a little bit cooler. Okay, so I am back inside. Whew! I just chopped. I just cut everything. I did not try to be selective and not cut the dried up bits. I just cut everything. There are some that had the bend. The bend was all the way down to the top of the onion, and I cut that too. I didn't want to stay out there any longer than I needed to, so I just cut everything and brought it in. And now I'm going to go through and remove the bad parts or the dried up parts and put everything in this bowl over here and wash it and then lay it out to dry. Okay, here are the onion tops all cut up. I still have to wash them and dry them, but I need to start on dinner. But I just wanted you guys to see how much I got. I don't really know the volume of these bowls, but this is a good sized bowl. You can see from my hand. All washed, ready to dry. So here I am getting ready to dehydrate these peas and carrots. They were frozen. You can put them in frozen. That was my intent when I took them out this morning, but things got hectic, and so now they're defrosted, but they're still fine. All Alright, so my onion tops are really crispy, as they should be, and I am going to put them in here. This is a little bullet blender that I use for blending spices, blending peppers to make powder. And what I'm going to do with this is fill this up. I have, let's see, I have 2 trays of the onion, and I have probably another 2 or 3 trays to dry. So once I get them all done and put them in here, I will blend them up, and this is the result. This is from last year, and I use it just like I would use onion powder. I got a lot more last year. I won't have this much this year because, as you know, I've had a little bit of a problem with my onions. So let me finish filling this, and then we will move on. I will show you the next thing that I have dehydrated. So I actually had 3 trays of onion tops, so that's a good thing. And I had 2 trays of peas and carrots. So I am getting a little bit nervous because we are getting our quarter of a cow next month, and I don't have room for it. So I'm trying to get as much as I can out of the small freezer and hopefully make room for the quarter cow. And so one of the things that I have in there is a few bags of peas and carrots. Let's see, I think I have beans as well, something else. I can't remember what was on sale, but that's something that you can do as a modern homesteader. Just find stuff that's on sale that you eat, obviously, that you and your family like, and then preserve it in some way. You can can it if it's something you want to can. You can dehydrate it. Shelf stable is better, I think, than being in the freezer. Not that I don't have anything in my freezer. My freezer is full of things, and I like to prepare meals ahead of time and just put them in the freezer, and then they're easy to just take out and warm up, or cook very easily, maybe in the Instant Pot. But if something goes wrong with your freezer, or if your power goes out, there's potential for losing your food. And so having stuff that can be shelf stable is a great idea. And for me right now, shelf stable is important because not only because I want to have stuff on the shelf, but because I need the room for the cow. And when I do get my cow meat, I end up making it shelf stable by freezing, not freezing, but canning quite a bit of it. So yeah, so I hope to get this jar full. I'm thinking that, let's see, right to, this is 1 bag, another bag, this bag will almost be here, I think. So I could probably get 4 more bags in here. So look how great that is, because not only is it easy for me to, you know, throw some of this into my shepherd's pie or my cottage pie. I ended up filling this jar up a lot more than I expected. So it is just a touch over half full, and that's 2 packages. So I definitely can get 1 more package in here, maybe 1.5. So that's great for space saving. I also wanted to mention that if you are dehydrating different things together, for example, I dehydrated peas and carrots with these onion tops. I don't mind doing that because, and even some of the smaller bits of onion fell into here, but that's okay because whatever I'm going to make with this, I'm going to be seasoning with onion. So the onion flavor, whether it's because some of it got into this jar or because the food itself was infused with the onion smell, that is perfectly fine. Just keep that in mind though, because you may not want something like, let's say I was dehydrating raspberries. I wouldn't want to do that with onions. I hope that makes sense. So this is the first, this is the pork that I am going to be processing and getting ready to can. It's a Boston pork butt, and I got a good deal on this. I think it's not something I buy often, so I'm not 100% sure. It looked like a good deal to me. It was $1.47 a pound, and this is a 4-pound roast, and I think I paid $5.46 or something like that. So I'm gonna cut this up. It is bone in, which always makes it a little bit more challenging to cut, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this done and put in these pint jars. I hope I can get 3 pint jars. We'll see. I was able to get most of it off the bone. One of my challenges is in doing this was the bone, and the other challenge is not having a super sharp knife, but I'm doing what I can here, and there's quite a bit of meat left on here. I mean, not tons. I couldn't get chunks off of it, but I'm glad for that. I'm leaving it just the way it is, and I will put it back in the freezer, and I will use it when I want to make some split pea soup. We have quite a bit of split pea soup canned and in my pantry, but if we ever need to make some or want to make some or want to do anything else with a pork bone, I can do that because I'm going to have that one in my freezer. So we are, let's see, almost done with the second pint. I'm not sure we'll get 3. We may not get 3, but I'll let you know. All right, I got 3, barely. I had to take a little bit more off of the bone in order to fill these. So now that they're filled, I'm going to clean this up and just going to fill it with some water and get it ready for my canner. All right, I am going to fill these. 1 second. All right, ready to fill with water. And I don't want to forget to debubble. Sometimes I forget. I'm not going to look for my debubbler. I'm just going to use a knife. And a lot of people say, oh, don't use a knife because you can score the jar and break it, but that would have to be a pretty hard score. This is a butter knife, and I'm not even scraping the side. But do you guys see all the bubbles? You want to get all of that out, and once you get the bubbles out, sometimes the water level goes down and you figure out that you need more water. Okay, just need a little more in this one and this one. This one looks okay. All right, I'm gonna put my covers on. I'm glad that I'm doing this now because I just realized I only have a partial package of covers left. That's all I have left, so I have to buy some lids. Not covers, lids. Fingertip tight. That means as tight as your fingers can screw it on. You do want air to be able to escape. That's what the canning process is all about, and that pulls down on your lid and creates suction. Okay, let me get the Instant Pot, put these in. All right, my jars are in the canner. The level of the water is about 1/4 of the way up the jars, and now I am going to process them for 75 minutes. That's what I need to do for my altitude. That's my onion powder. It's not that much, so I'm going to put it in a half pint jelly jar. So I didn't get that much. I mean, actually, this is quite a bit when you think about what you get when you buy spices in the store. So I filled a little bit more than this half pint jelly jar. And this is going to last me quite a while. And I'm not going to use this for a while because, as you saw, I have a whole pint still from last year. Alright, so because it is so hot today, I am going to be making dinner in the Instant Pot, and it's that whole chicken right there. I'm not sure what I'm going to make to go with it because I really don't want to turn the stove on. This is one of 2 pork loins that I bought quite a while back with the intention of canning them. I'm going to be canning this one today. So as soon as those 3 jars in the canner are finished, I am going to put these in, put this in jars and get it canning. Probably will take 2 sessions, but in the end I will have quite a bit of pork for later in the year. Something else that I consider preservation is pickling, and I have had a red onion sitting on my counter for a week and a half maybe. I was going to do Taco Tuesday for my husband. He loves tacos, and he also likes pickled red onions on his tacos. Well, none of that happened. Just, yeah, all kinds of things happened. The heat just diverted our attention to things that we needed to figure out to keep the RV cool with triple digits. Living in an RV, an older RV at that, is not easy. Okay, so I have this done. I'm going to pour some hot water over it. This water is almost, I won't say it's boiling, almost boiling, but it is so hot I can't put my hand under it. Coming from the sink, believe it or not, it is so hot. I can't even get cold water to come out of my faucet right now. So I'm just going to leave this here for about a minute and a half or so while I get the other ingredients. Okay, so I poured the water off of the onions. I soak it in hot water for a bit to get some of the onioniness out. My husband loves it when I don't do that, but he doesn't mind it this way. So I have 2 cups of water here, and I'm going to add 2 cups of apple cider vinegar. You could use regular, oh sorry, trying to get this new jar opened. Okay, you could use white vinegar. I usually do. I just wanted to try some apple cider vinegar this time. And then, so if you were using a pint jar, you can just half this, or the proportions are really half water, half vinegar, and then half a cup vinegar, half a cup water, 1 tablespoon salt, 1 tablespoon sugar. I am doubling my recipe, so I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of sugar. And you can use honey, you could use some kind of liquid sweetener, maple syrup, anything like that. Okay, let me get in here to get my salt. Unfortunately, I wasn't thinking ahead, and I like to put cooked peppercorns in this recipe, but I just ground up all of my peppercorns. I usually buy I always buy my black pepper in peppercorn form, and grind them up and fill a little container with it and use it as we need it. It's fresher, it tastes better that way. And I just did the last bit and forgot all about the fact that I wanted to make this. So I'm going to do pepper flakes, red pepper flakes. I thought I would do jalapenos, which the mister would love, but you know what? I don't want to have to go get the jalapenos and cut them up and take the, no. So I'm just going to sprinkle a few red onions in there, not a bunch. And I'm going to fill this with this solution. And I have some cucumbers that I got from a local farmer, just a couple. He was just sharing what he and his wife are doing. They're growing them hydroponically, and so we got some cucumbers from him, and I'm going to use the rest of this solution to quick pickle some cucumbers. So that's it, it's done. I'm going to put it in the fridge and it'll be done in an hour, but we won't be eating this for a few days. You can use this with anything. You can use it with potato salad, you can put it on your eggs, you can put it on your barbecue, you can put it on your tacos, anything. That's another way to preserve some food. If you have tons of red peppers, for example, you can make lots of these and can them. Here are the cucumbers. The mister's going to be really excited when he comes home and finds that we have both pickled cucumbers and pickled onions. And when it's done, you'll have this beautiful bright red jar of pickled onions. I found some more lids. Yay! And I am wiping these rims with vinegar to make sure there's no fat or anything that can cause a seal to fail. Hey everyone, it is 8 p.m. and I'm about to put these 4 jars in the canner. I want to address something before I forget, and that is that I put water in these 3 jars and I did not need to do that. I do not need to put water. It produces its own fluid, and I forgot. It's been a bit since I canned, and I was getting ready to do this batch, and then I got some water in a measuring cup, and then I'm like, wait, why am I putting water? So this is the pork loin, and the smallest part of the loin I cut into chops, like you can see here, and I'm going to give that a try, canning pork chops, boneless pork chops, and see how that turns out. The rest of it is going to be in chunks like this, and I'm excited to have this done and on my shelves because, like I've said before, I love having shelf-stable stuff on my shelf. For example, today's dinner. On a day like today when I'm doing all the things, it's great that I have this chicken. It is bone-in chicken. Let me see, when did I can it? 1 second. March of 2022. So it lasted that long, you guys. It can last longer than that. I think I still have some 2021 ground beef in my cupboard. Okay, so after I do this for 75 minutes, there is a pressurizing and then depressurizing that the Instant Pot goes through all on its own. So it's going to take a bit more than 75 minutes before I can put this in. So I'm going to be doing this for a while, but I don't mind. I am excited to be finally getting stuff out of the freezer and making it shelf stable. So dinner today is going to be this chicken and some pico de gallo that I made and tortillas. All right, that was a success. So I wanted to close by saying this. When you think about canning day or food preservation day, don't think about 15 or 20 jars of whatever. That might be something that someone else can do. I follow several YouTubers who do that. They have large families, they have big gardens, and they have a lot coming in, and so they want or need to preserve that much. Last year, I sure canned a lot when my garden was in full swing, but it doesn't always have to be that way. If you get a few things from the farmer's market, a few things that are on sale at the grocery store, and preserve those things, then you'll be ready and set to go for a day when you're not feeling well, a day when you're just tired after work, and depending on how much you can preserve over the weeks, if there's scarcity, you have something for you and your family. So think small, do small things. 3 cans here, 4 cans there, and before you know it, you'll have a full pantry. All right, you guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for taking time to spend it with me. I know that your time is valuable, and I appreciate it. Last but not least, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so yet. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. If you know of anyone, family, friends, acquaintances interested in this kind of content, raising chickens, gardening, food preservation, all on a small scale, please share my channel with them. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.